Well, we're something a little bit different today. We're going to be detectives a little bit rather than whiskey tasters. This is a bottle which has ended up in our studio where there are authenticity concerns about it, which is all quite exciting. Fake whiskey, is this something you've had any involvement with in your career?
I look at this bottle, I say, great, we're opening another old Macallan on the Bevvy YouTube channel. It's a 60s distillation, bottled in the late 70s, Italian import. And I've got so much to say about this, but also I can't wait to taste it.
Could be cold tea.
And then you hear this, that this bottle has been sent to an auction house and they've identified some glue around the cap.
Yeah, I think to simplify it a little bit, as you say, this has been consigned to auction by a friend of a contact of a friend of a contact. And it was sent to Whisky Hammer online auctions.
Very legitimate whiskey auction.
Yeah, very impressive. And what's probably more impressive is that obviously this is a high value bottle. This could sell for a couple of grand. They'd make a few £100 commission. But they've inspected it, they've looked at it, and they're not 100% happy with it.
And so your kind of history before Bevvy is in exactly this. It's in auction, it's in whiskey auctions, high end auctions. And so was this part of your remit? How did somebody do this?
I was in sort of the whiskey sort of listing team, so there's elements of this in my previous job, and it's really difficult. And I think when you're assessing a whiskey, there's so many things you have to go through. So for example, if this was, you've mentioned a slight bit of glue, which we'll get to later. If this was a bottle of famous grouse, you'd be like, oh, it's not an issue. Who would go to the effort of faking a bottle of 10, 15 pound grouse? So the fact that it's a high value bottle, you think, right, this is at risk of being faked. In terms of counterfeit whiskey, there's different ways you can do it as well. So you can produce like a reproduction. So if you've got an original, you can replicate maybe the label type, the shape of the bottle.
So there could be a chance that this whole thing was recreated.
The whole thing could be completely
because even in my head, the kind of wear and tear of the bottle and the label and everything about it looks authentic to me. Again, naively, I don't think I've come across fake whiskey before. I might have done, I've just not known. As far as I was aware, it wasn't something that happens all that often in whiskey. Yeah,
the tricky thing, whiskey bottled in the last 5-10 years is usually fine. Because you can approach the whiskey companies, the bottling halls, and they've got records of these are the exact capsules that we use, this is a label type that's used. This bottle, as we said, is pretty old, kind of bottled late 1970s, maybe 1980. Back then, whiskey as a collectible, as an investment, everybody just drank the whiskey.
And this is exactly the kind of product that now we're seeing people bid, as you say, thousands for on auctions, particularly a brand like the Macallan.
And it's a little bit awkward as the auction because the first instinct is to approach Macallan and say, can you confirm this is legitimate or not? From their perspective, they've got nothing to gain. Because if they say, yep, it's 100% real, and then maniacs like us open it and turns out it is cold tea, they look stupid because they couldn't identify it. But if they then say it's fake and then we open it and it's real, they look incompetent as well. So they're generally terrified to commit either way.
And so using your expertise, is there anything alarming as you look at this bottle now?
I would say the thing that would alarm me is that the fill level is very, very good. So bottles of this age, depending how they've been stored,
you would expect more evaporation.
You'd expect it to drop a little bit down. The label and stuff all looks fine. The bottle type looks fine. You can look, these codes on the bottom of the bottle, they relate to certain time periods. The tax strip, this is an Italian import. You can date the tax strips to certain periods. The issue with that is that, again, back then, they weren't that strict with their processes. So although this tax strip might date to, say, the mid-70s,
if they had loads left from 73, I've heard of that, and then they just go, well, we're going to use the rest of what we have.
And then there's been stories as well where you might find a bottle like this and the capsule will be bright blue or something. And you'd be like, well, this is clearly fake. Usually it's gold. And then you'd speak to some old boy that was on the bottling line. And you'd be like, oh, back then we just used whatever we had lying around. So there's checks you can do, but you can never be 100% sure.
And so we're going to check it with our taste buds.
We're going to open it, check it with our taste buds. I think it is worth reiterating again, it's impressive from Whisky Hammer to reject it. Because I don't think, I'd be surprised if they're 100% sure either way. But the fact that there's an element of doubt, it's good of them to be like,
this very well could be 1962 Macallan.
I think, looking at it, I think it probably is.
Okay.
Because there's nothing obviously.
But you just think somebody's maybe cracked the bottle and went, actually, I shouldn't have done that, and tried to reseal it.
Or it could be somebody's drank it, finished it, enjoyed it, put the empty bottle on eBay, thought I'll make 50 quid.
Okay.
Some nefarious so-and-so thought, buy that 50 quid, pour cold tea in it or some other whiskey in it, stick a bit of glue on it, seal it up and sell it for $2 grand, $3 grand.
Okay, will we crack it open?
Let's do it. I'll let you do the honors.
Well, see, this could be difficult. I didn't feel any more difficult than... Oh. Looks fairly normal. You do see what looks like glue. Glue
residue, which is,
yeah.
What you would do if it wasn't properly sealed and you want to make it feel like it was sealed.
Now this is the old 80 proof as well, and 75 CL, so that does, again, the label is legitimate of what we would expect. I'm really quite nervous for this. I'm looking forward to it.
80 proof, this is going to be UK proof, so not US proof. If it was US, it'd be exactly 40%. This is going to be more like 46. I mean, swirling about, does it behave like
Macallan's?
A 17-year-old Macallan at 45%?
It looks good, doesn't it? It does look good. Smells like sherried whiskey.
Yeah. I think it has got that old whiskey smell to it.
Yeah, it does. It's got that vintage whiskey smell, a bit of dustiness to it. Yeah. Smells like relatively low proof sherry cask whiskey, which is again maybe what I would expect.
My thinking is, if this is a refill, I say I'm pretty confident that the bottle's correct, the label's correct, capsule's correct. If it is a refill, somebody knows what they're doing. I had a story before, again, working in auctions. It was an Ardbeg 1968 or something, some old Cadenheads bottling. And we had suspicions about that, opened it up, obviously tested it, did all this stuff. Turns out it was Ardbeg Ugadal. So they've gone to the effort of thinking, right, let's pick a whiskey, which is the same distillery, tastes the same, similar sort of strength. So it's somebody's made the effort to make it as close as possible if it isn't real.
Now, I really should have asked before I tried. Will it definitely be safe to drink?
Can you still see? Are you blind?
I did. It tastes like whiskey. It does taste like whiskey. It's a little fierier than I'd maybe expected.
Okay.
I don't know if that's just the whiskey.
I think it's... I mean, are you enjoying it? Are you convinced it's whiskey? I'm
convinced it's whiskey. Yeah. I'm convinced it could very much be Macallan. And I think it's pretty tasty.
Yeah, it tastes a wee bit... It's funny you say it's fiery. I think it's almost a wee bit thin. I'd be interested. We have got a wee bit of kit where we can test the ABV, but I would be surprised if it's more than 46%, 45 point whatever.
Yeah. I think it is quite tasty, actually.
Yeah. Does it taste... Because about 1962, bottled late 70s.
So I've tried Macallan
17, 18 years old.
I've tried Macallan from the 30s, and then I think the 70s, 80s, 90s onward. I don't think I've tried Macallan from the 60s before. It tastes like a sherry oak based whiskey.
It was generally, was it 50s distillate? There was sometimes a wee bit of peat in it because of shortages during the war and that stuff. Taste-wise, I'm pretty sure it's legit.
Yeah.
I think. What are you leaning towards?
I mean, it's just so new for me, Laurie. It is so new for me. What I'd say is, I think it's excellent that we're like, okay, there's definitely glue. There's definitely something up with this bottle, but it tastes like old Macallan. Yeah. To you and me, and the fact that we're agreeing that it tastes like that.
I think just because there's a little bit of glue on it
doesn't mean it's not 1962 Macallan.
It could have just been a genuine bottle. The owner thought, it's maybe a wee bit loose. I'll stick some, maybe to prevent evaporation, which maybe explains why the fill level is pretty good. Shall we test the ABV? Shall we try out our new bit of kit?
Let's do it.
So this little machine here, which looks a bit like a telescope or something, should test ABV. So 80 proof. So we'll put a little drop on here. Close that. And then I think if you look through it like a pirate.
This is new.
That is just under 50%. Don't know if you want to look.
Oh.
which adds up. I'll do a quick bit of maths actually. 80 proof, old UK proof equates to 45.7% ABV.
Okay, so this is reading just slightly higher than that.
Yeah. So maybe it's a slight...
Oh, interesting, interesting.
Yeah. I think if you were a counterfeit whiskey producer, you wouldn't put in anything stronger. Is it more suspicious that it's slightly too strong?
I think it is more suspicious that it's slightly too strong.
Do you think somebody's trying a bit too hard? Think, oh, let's not make it 40%, let's put in something a bit stronger.
Well, again, you can tell me if I'm being naive here. If this was bottled in the late 70s at 46%, if I would have assumed anything, it would have been that it's crept down a little bit below 46%. So the fact that we are reading it at almost 50%.
Yeah.
But then it tastes.
The fill level was good.
And actually, I think my first taste, I was like, it's a little sharp, but it was the first sherried whiskey I've had today.
Yeah.
I actually think it does drink like 46%.
Yeah. I think it tastes like old school sherry of the Macallans of this era I've had before. It's similarities there.
It's not remarkable whiskey. That's not really the point. But it is interesting whiskey. Is it Macallan? I am less sure now that we've tested it.
Right.
But I think it does taste like that vintage sherry cask stuff that we've had before. If it's a fake, it's a bloody good one.
Yeah, I think that's a good summary. I'm going to put it on the line and say I'm 100% sure that's correct. However, I do think it's admirable of Whiskey Hammer to be like, we're not fully sure. We're not, because there's a lot of smaller auction houses that would need, want a bottle of this in their auction. And we're quite like the commission. I would probably turn a blind eye to any suspicious elements of it. So I think it's the right thing for Whiskey Hammer to reject it. Obviously, it's a great opportunity for us to open it.
Yeah.
But I
enjoyed this.
That was fun.
Something a little bit different.
That was good fun. And the whiskey's, not worth a couple of grand.
Let us know if you want to see us do more of this, because it is something that genuinely makes us scratch our brains and try and work it. And this is so new for me. Even to open up this style of bottle is crazy, but let us know if you want us to do a little bit more investigation work.
Yeah.
Cheers, Laurie.
Cheers. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more Bevvy content. We want to hear what you think, your best whiskey experiences, the whiskies you want us to try. It's a really exciting journey we're on, so make sure to join us. Download the Bevvy app on Google Play and App Store to keep track of your whiskey journey, connect with your whiskey friends, keep track of your favourites, anything you could ever want to do with whiskey, all in one place. It's the definitive whiskey companion.